Right now, it is super important to make sure our pantries are full as possible. Hey everyone, welcome to Homestead Corner. I'm Ginny, and today I have got a budget stock up from Dollar General. We were headed to an appointment and went by a new Dollar General that I haven't been to, so I thought I would run in and see what we could get to get our pantries full. We need to make sure we are staying on top of that as much as we can. So let's jump right in and see what we got. So the first thing I grabbed was a box of straws. We just love having straws. I use them all the time. I know a lot of people don't like them, but I do, and I use them. So 150 straws for $1 is a super good deal. And I think everything we got here was $1 or less. We try to stick right to that budget, get as much as we can for the little bit of money that we have to put into the pantry. And the next thing I grabbed was a couple bags of soup crackers. We absolutely love these. They are delicious in crackers. You can make a little caramel sauce and, make candies out of these too. There are tons of things you can do with soup crackers. We really enjoy having them. I love them in soup. I think they really help bulk it up and give it a good little flavor. At the front of the store by the register, they had little cans of chicken broth. These are the 14.5-ounce cans. So 2 cups worth of broth for 95 cents a can. They were marked down in a little clearance section, and the date is still good on them. They are good till 6/20/27, which is great. I'd probably just bring in things with new labels or something. So we grabbed 5 cans of these just to get them in the pantry. I use a lot of chicken broth when I am cooking. It is great for when you're cooking rice or noodles and you're making some kind of dish. It adds lots of nutrients and flavor to it, and we really like that. And then the next thing I grabbed was a couple cans of French cut green beans. We like these for a couple different dishes. I normally go with our own regular green beans, but if I want something a little fancier with that French cut, we like that, and these were only $1 a can. So getting them in whenever, wherever you can. Definitely. I also grabbed a pack of two pack of toothpicks. Always good to have those. You want to be able to get that stuff out of your teeth. I've always got spinach and broccoli and all that stuff in there. So making sure we have got toothpicks. They can be used for tons of different things. The next thing I grabbed was these Yardley wipes. We really enjoy these wipes because they are really big and they're great. We love them for our emergency bags. We keep them in the car. In all kinds of different places. We like to have these so when water is not something you have tons of, you don't want to waste it. These are great for cleaning up. They are great in your emergency bag because they are big, like bigger than a washcloth, which I really like, and they are great. This one has for sensitive skin, but I get pretty much any of the Yardley ones. They all work really good. And the next thing I grabbed was just this little scrubbing brush for $1. You put your little soap in here. There's a little pump on top. So when you press the button, the soap comes out. You can wash your dishes with it. Those are super handy, not wasting the soap or anything. So just these are really great. I always love to have plenty of brushes for cleaning those stuck-on dishes. So the next thing I grabbed is just a pack of gallon Ziploc bags, little freezer bags. These are great. I use these for all kinds of stuff, not just the freezer, but also organizing things like that. And you get 10 in here, I think. Yeah, 10 bags for $1. Not too shabby. We always like that to get as many bags as we can. The thicker bags are great if you have to collect water in them or something like that. We always keep plastic bags in our emergency bags as well, a couple different sizes, trash bags, I like contractor bags in there, all kinds of stuff. Plastic bags are just so handy for so many different things. The next thing I grabbed was just a pack of spoons, just to have some extra plastic spoons. In a emergency situation when water is limited, you want to make sure you have stuff like this. It's not something we use all the time. I prefer, our regular silverware, but having these really is a huge saver when you're conserving water and you don't want to have to waste your good drinking water if you're limited. Definitely, you want to make sure you've got the paper plates and bowls and you know, all that stuff to conserve that water. You don't have to keep washing them. And then I love lemon heads, so I found these lemon head ropes, and these are great for the pantry to have a little sweet snack in there. We like to grab little treats and things like that to have in the pantry. Not something that we buy tons of, but having a little bit in there for that little bit of comfort food is great. We also keep hard candies in our emergency supplies. We vacuum seal them in jars so they will last longer, because in an emergency situation, that little piece of comfort really is a wonderful thing. We also grabbed a couple boxes of angel hair pasta. They had a couple different kinds at this store that were $1. Usually when we go, it's like one kind is $1 and everything else is $1.25. So at different Dollar Generals are going to have a little bit different prices, definitely. And these were only $1 a box, so I grabbed those, and they did have spaghetti, and I think elbow macaroni was $1 too. But definitely check those out at your different stores and grab the best deal that you can. We always want to do that. And last time I went to Dollar General at a different location, the potatoes were $1.50, and here they were still just $1, and I was super happy about that. But they only had one box, so that's all I got. We really love those potatoes for so many different things. They work out great. You can store them long term. You have to repackage them in airtight containers. I like mason jars for them, and I just take out as much as I need, cover them with water, dump off the excess, cook them out. Super simple and easy, just like your regular potatoes once you've rehydrated them. The next thing I grabbed was just a couple little packs of crackers. Again, having some snacks in the pantry is super important and wonderful to have. We want to make sure we've got all the stuff that we need. These really save us a ton of money if we have to go out for errands and things like that, especially if you're taking the kids. They always seem to be hungry when you leave the house. They're never hungry before. But if we've got snacks in the car, that definitely helps save us a ton of money. We don't have to stop and buy ridiculously priced stuff. There's a whole bunch of crackers in here, so it works out good for us. So we always keep those little things in the pantry just to help us stay on that budget. The next thing I found, and I was happy to find this, I don't find these very often, it's the spray rubbing alcohol to help clean wounds and things like that. Whatever you need it for, you can use this stuff to clean with. It takes the magic marker off. It's great for all kinds of stuff. Those Sharpies, spray a little bit on, wipes right off. And for your lids and things like that, anything you write with Sharpie on. But I love the spray bottles because you don't waste as much. In the regular bottles, you're like pouring it in a rag, it's all over the place, dripping everywhere. But I love these, just a little squirt, goes right where you want it. And I think it saves a ton on waste. We don't like to waste things, so I really like that. And I just refill these, and you know, the little sprayers definitely wear out, so I usually keep a couple of them in the pantry if I can. And whenever I see them, I try to grab them. But I do buy the bigger bottles and then just keep refilling them with what I have for alcohol, and it works out really nicely. It really helps save a lot, so you're not wasting it. And I do that with my peroxide as well. The next thing I grabbed was just a couple packages of broccoli and cheese noodles. These are great for those emergency meals. Throw a can of chicken, maybe a little bit of extra vegetables in there. You've got a one-pot meal. They are simple and affordable. Definitely not the best thing for you, but they taste good and they will keep you sustained in an emergency situation. And the next thing I grabbed was a couple packages of just chicken flavored rice. These are great also, just like those broccoli noodles. You could just add a can of chicken to these and some vegetables, and you can go wild with the vegetables, whatever you like. It tastes delicious. You can add some extra seasoning, or these are pretty seasoned, so it tastes just fine on its own, and they make great emergency meals. And for $1 a package, that is a super good deal. They are much more for the name brand ones at other stores. Even there, the name brand ones are a lot more. But these taste good, the chicken and rice and the broccoli and cheese. We like both of those, and we like to have them for those times when we really do not want to cook, because they are quick and easy, or if an emergency happens, we've got them and we can open them up, and they are quick and fast to prepare. You can easily cook them over a fire, on a barbecue, on candles, anywhere you can boil water, it's going to work. So we did give ourselves a $30 budget, and I spent like $28 $74 was the total for it. I was really close to the $30, but we got a bunch of things to add to the pantry. We want to make sure we're keeping it as stocked as possible with the best food that we can. Not all of this is the greatest food, but we want to make sure we have what we need. Even if it's not perfect, it's something, and it will keep us sustained in those times that we need it. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.